So I was recently on a podcast and I was asked to share what I consider to be the best advice that I've been given. And this didn't necessarily mean in the context of parenting, but I'm going to share with you my answer and I'm going to tell you how I use this in both my life coaching slash transformation sessions and also where I think it's so applicable in parenting. So I think there's a lot of great advice I've been given, so it's really hard to reduce this down to like one gem. This is like almost an impossible question for me, but I will share what has been most resonant lately. I think that's where we'll go. So recently somebody said to me, just because you can doesn't mean you should. And I've been thinking a lot about that as I make decisions, as my business grows, as life shifts happen, like what's mine to carry and what isn't, and what is something that I could do it, but like really do I want to do it? And should I say no to that, or what should I let in? And I think if you're like me, like there's so much around this idea of accommodating people and like keeping everyone happy. And I think a lot of women in particular probably fall into this category where we just really want all the people around us to be content and taken care of. And if they're okay, I'm okay. Like there's a lot of this kind of codependency that happens without us even meaning to or without realizing it. And I definitely have fallen into that camp and can catch myself now, but certainly lived there for a really long time. And I think when we run that statement through, especially when we're about to say yes, like if you're a yes girl and you're really quick to always tell yes to people, like if you just paused and thought about like what would that really look like? Like, do I really, I know I can do it and I can probably do a really good job with it too, but maybe it's not for me. Like maybe I don't want to do that right now. Maybe I don't want to add one more thing to my plate right now. Maybe I really want to help this person, but it's just not a good time. Or, there's just other things to consider. So it kind of helps me sift out what are those things that I do really want to do and commit my time and energy to, and what are the things that I'm probably saying yes to from a place of should, from a place of have to. Now, let me weave this into like why it's so helpful, I think, in the context of parenting. So that same exact phrase, just because I can doesn't mean I should, is so pertinent in so many parenting experiences because most parents are always trying to fix, solve, or make life just a little bit easier for their child. And I'm not saying not to do that because I get it and I'm guilty of it too. But if we don't let our kids go through the struggle that they need to go through, they don't get the lessons that they are uniquely designed and meant to get. So we somehow have to figure out how do we get ourselves out of the way. And so where this comes up for me is like, let's say it's a younger child and they're struggling to zip their coat up, or they're struggling to open a can of Play-Doh and they're frustrated and they might start to express this frustration. And we run over and we say, just ask for help. Use your words. Don't get mad. Just tell me you need help. I'll help you open the Play-Doh. All well intended, right? I love it. But here's what I want you to reconsider. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. So what if instead you went up to them and said, oh, isn't it so hard sometimes that Play-Doh's not opening? I want you to try 2 more times. And if you can't get it, I can maybe get it started for you. Why don't we just let them work through it? But we're so desperate to help save that, like to get them out of that moment, that we want to fix it. Let's talk about tweens and teens. They come home and they say, you know what, I got left out of this party. All my friends got invited and I didn't get invited. And I mean, that mama bear in us comes out and we're like, who are these kids and what are their numbers? And I'm gonna reach out to all of them. And we get really like turned up, right? And instead, what I want to offer you is like, what if we were just there holding space for our child who's feeling left out, and just said something like, ugh, I get that stinks. I'm so glad you told me, tell me more. Like, it feels terrible, doesn't it?